Okay, good afternoon, and thank you for joining me here today. I want to acknowledge we are gathered here on Blackfoot territory, and I recognize the Métis people who share a deep connection with this land. Now, last week, Danielle Smith launched a full-fledged campaign to take Albertans' retirement savings and use all of that as if it belongs to her. Now, this campaign is a culmination of a 20-year-long project she's had to remove Alberta from the Canada Pension Plan. Of course, she hid her plans from Albertans during the election, and she did that in part because she knew that she does not have the public on her side. She maybe doesn't even have her own caucus on her side, and she doesn't have the facts on her side. That is why she's using a misleading report with questionable numbers to try to sell this idea. This report uses fantastical figures to sell a bogus idea that her Alberta pension plan would deliver magical benefits. On top of that report, we have a phony survey designed to manipulate public opinion rather than actually capture Albertans' views. Her survey doesn't even ask Albertans if they support leaving the Canada Pension Plan, that most foundational question. The survey is a sham, but that's not the worst part. Friends, she's actually using our money, Albertans' money, to campaign, to run ads, to promote this bad public policy. This isn't a real debate on the merits of an Alberta pension plan. This is Danielle Smith using your money to convince you to hand over control of your retirement savings to her. Now, our question today is a simple one. How much money is being wasted on this pet project? The NDP opposition is demanding that today that the government release those figures. We want to know how much is being spent on advertising, digital advertising, billboards, television advertising, radio. How much of our money is being sunk into this project? Now, I don't have to tell any Albertan that all of that cash, and we know that it's millions of dollars, we just don't know how much, could be better invested in healthcare, in better supports for those struggling to make ends meet, making life more affordable, in new community infrastructure. Albertans' priorities, we know, are making life more affordable, healthcare, housing, not millions of dollars in an ad campaign to convince us of fake numbers in order to take away our retirement savings. Now, Danielle Smith made it clear on numerous occasions during her leadership campaign that an Alberta pension plan could be used for all kinds of her pet projects. For example, her plans for an Alberta revenue agency, the move that requires us to hire 5,000 tax collectors and will cost at least $500 million a year, according to the former finance minister. Or to create an Alberta provincial police service that absolutely no one wants. Now, regardless of the rationale or Danielle Smith's excuse of the week, we know Albertans do not support leaving the CPP. We know that 3/4 of Albertans, time after time after time in every poll, do not support staying in the CPP. Albertans support the Canada Pension Plan because it's portable, it's secure, it's predictable, it's well managed, it's well invested. It is designed to be insulated against risk for the long term. So in conclusion, the NDP opposition has one simple question. How much is being spent on advertisements, billboards, social media ads so that Danielle Smith can get her hands on Albertans' pensions that we have been investing in our whole working lives? Thank you, and I'll be happy to take any questions you might have.
All right, first we'll start with any questions in person.
Do you have an estimate of how much this whole project is?
Nope, absolutely not. I know from what I can see in digital media ads and the other advertising that I've already heard and seen over the last week that this is one of the largest government advertising campaigns that I've seen in some time. And so we know that those very large government advertising campaigns go into the millions of dollars. I think the first thing that needs to happen is that the government needs to level with Albertans on how much money is being spent on this. There is no question that there are better priorities, and Albertans know what those priorities are: making life more affordable, better health care, better supports to communities, housing, those kinds of priorities.
Thank you.
have a follow-up? All right, we'll go another.
Sean Marks, CTU Lethbridge. Shannon, can you talked about the survey, looking for people's opinions, but it doesn't ask the question about whether they want this or not. Can you just talk about what you've heard personally, speaking to people out on the streets or going door knocking and getting their thoughts that way?
Well, certainly during the election campaign, it was very clear to me why Danielle Smith did not want to talk about taking away our CPP during the campaign, because doorstep after doorstep, especially older voters, do not support gambling with our CPP and handing over their retirement security to Danielle Smith to gamble with. Of course, the government went dark on this topic, and now they're putting millions of dollars towards an ad campaign to convince Albertans that what they believe is not true, and convincing them with fake numbers and a fake case for Danielle Smith's pet project. Since we launched our own survey, which people can find at albertasfuture.ca, and we also have a petition at alberta-ndp.ca /handsoffmypension, very easy to find. I know that we've had thousands and thousands of respondents to our survey asking Albertans a very simple question, which is, do you want to pull out of the CPP? So we'll have more to say about the results of that survey. It's only been live a couple of days, and thousands upon thousands of Albertans have engaged with it already.
Do you have a follow-up? All right, now we'll go to the phones. Just a reminder for those joining us on Zoom to use the raise hand function, and for those on the phones to use the *9 function to get into the question queue. Our first question comes from Lisa Johnson from the Edmonton Journal. Go ahead, Lisa, your line is open.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. I spoke to the Finance Ministry, and they've estimated that the cost of this campaign will be $7.5 million. But I'm wondering, my question for you is your concern really about that specific price tag, or is it about the existence of the campaign, the tone and tenor of the campaign itself?
Well, I think it's both. First of all, I would want to see a full accounting of that $7.5 million. I don't think that we can necessarily trust the figures that put forward by a Danielle Smith government, given the fact that they have been very, very happy to release a report that is riddled with fantastical figures, and they do not have a good track record of leveling with Albertans on this topic. And so I'd want to see a full accounting of that, and I would want to see what the plan is over this fiscal year and even projected into next. So that's the first piece. And then, of course, we are very concerned that Albertans' own money, millions and millions of dollars, is being used to market what amounts to falsehoods. Absolutely mythical numbers to construct an alternate set of facts and an alternate reality in which there is a pot of gold at the end of an Alberta pension plan rainbow. None of it is real. It's been debunked by experts, by the Canada Pension Plan themselves. The Premier herself has acknowledged it'll be the subject of Supreme Court litigation. This is a tremendously complicated topic that the government has tried to make a bogus case, millions of our dollars to put that bogus case before Albertans. Meanwhile, we have the Canada Pension Plan that is a stable, secure, portable way that we can save for our retirement, and every single Canadian gets the same benefit and pays in the exact same amount based on income, and no matter where you work and no matter where you choose to retire. Put up against that kind of retirement benefit, it is no wonder that the government has to lie to people about what an Alberta pension plan might look like.
Do you have a follow-up, Lisa?
Yeah, so I guess is the price tag of $7.5 million, the size of that is concerning to you, but you're also concerned that it's going to grow?
I am indeed concerned that might grow. I'm also concerned that I would have my first question would be, is that everything, or are they hiding some of it? They certainly have a track record over the last 4 years. I chaired the Public Accounts Committee. I saw all kinds of nonsense happen on the fiscal responsibility side. So there's no question that there could be other line items that are not accounted for. I'm concerned about how long we are going to spend millions upon millions of Albertans' money on this. $7.5 million is not a small amount of money. You could make a very significant dent in the housing and homelessness crisis that is right behind me in Galt Gardens on any given day in Lethbridge with $7.5 million.
Anything further, Lisa?
No, thank you. That's good.
All right, we'll do one last pass for questions on the phone. Just a reminder for *9 on the phones and raise hand on Zoom. And one last pass for questions in person. And with that, we'll wrap today. Thanks.